Mercury is the smallest and closest planet to the Sun at a distance of 35 million miles. Mercury is only slightly larger than Earth's moon. Mercury does not have rings or moons. Mercury's surface temperatures are both extremely hot and cold. During nighttime, Mercury has minus 173 Celsius surface temperature, and during the daytime it has 427 Celsius surface temperature. Mercury is the fastest planet orbiting around the Sun every 88 Earth days. Mercury has a radius of 1,516 miles and a diameter of 3,032 miles. From the surface of Mercury, the Sun would appear more than 3 times as large as it does when viewed from Earth, and the sunlight would be as much as 7 times brighter. Venus is named after the ancient Roman goddess of love and beauty. Venus is the second planet from the Sun and it's Earth's closest neighbor. Venus is the 6th largest planet in the solar system. Venus also doesn't have a ring system or moons. Venus and Mercury are the only planets in the solar system that do not have a moon. Venus is often called Earth's twin because it's similar in size and density. One day on Venus lasts for about 243 Earth days. This is the slowest rotation of any planet, making the most spherical object in the solar system after the Sun. Venus has mountains, valleys, and tens of thousands of volcanoes. The highest mountain on Venus, Maxwell Mountain, is 20,000 feet, 8.8 kilometers high, and very similar to the highest mountain on Earth, Mount Everest. Venus has a radius of 3,760 miles and diameter of 7,521 miles. Another big difference from the Earth, Venus rotates on its axis backward compared to the most other planets in the solar system. This means that on Venus, the Sun rises in the west and sets in the east, opposite to what we experience on Earth. Venus has no life. The Earth is a planet where we live in. It's really beautiful with life on the planet. Our Earth is around 4.5 to 4.6 billion years old, but the oldest known rock and less than 4 billion years old. The oldest fossils living organisms that are less than 3.9 billion years old. About 4.5 billion years ago from today, our solar system was settled into the layout that we see today. It believed that the Earth formed with gravity began to pull up dust that swirling gas together, and the Earth became the third planet from the Sun. The Earth is the one that was of the traditional planets. That means it is a central core, rock mantle, and crust that is solid. Like all planets, Earth orbits around the Sun. It takes 365 days for Earth to complete one full revolution, and that makes one full year. Earth is also rotating on its axis, that the one that spins takes 24 hours to complete one day, like when it orbits, and if you're at the other side, it is dark because you're the other side. The Earth diameter is 12,800 kilometers. That makes the fifth largest planet in our solar system. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are even larger than the Earth. It has 71% of water and 29% of land. And the Earth is the third planet from the Sun. And the Earth is in the Sun's habitable zone. That is the place that the water can be found, not too much hot and not too much cold. The Earth is our home. The Earth is the only planet that has the sustainable life in our solar system. The Moon is the only natural satellite of Earth. Earth is the only planet in our solar system known to support life. This is because there are two very important things about the Earth that living creatures need to survive on our Earth. Lots of oxygen and lots of water. Its distance from the Sun means it's not too hot or not too cold for creatures to live on too. The Earth population, like Earth's people, Earth has around 7.53 billion people on this planet. So, 4.5 billion years ago, what I was talking about in the first part, first all of the universe things happened. You used because mistake, and after some years, then the Earth was formed and the stars died into a dense thing. Then it spun around and it got lots of particles. It was getting denser and denser until it was spilling lots of rock, and then it was big enough to be a planet. Then it had lots of gas on the planet, and it was so acidy and it was so hot, really hot. And then later, some meteors maybe went on the Earth, and then it made some water. Then later, after the Earth was really hot, I think maybe Theia went to the Earth, collided with the Earth, and then the other part of Theia made the Moon. Theia was the size of almost the size of Mars at that time. Then ice cubes went, and then the Moon rotated so fast that it made some land, and then it made a giant landmass called Pangaea. And then after a few years, then Pangaea broke apart into the 7 continents we know today. And then our Earth that we know today is really beautiful now. And we really love our Earth because it is the only planet in our solar system that has life. Mars is named after the Roman god of war. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun and the 2nd smallest planet of the solar system. Mars has 2 moons called Phobos and Deimos. Phobos is slightly smaller than Deimos, and Deimos is slightly larger than Phobos. Mars is also known as the red planet. It is red because it's rusty iron in the ground. One day on Mars takes a little over 24 hours. Mars makes a complete orbit around the Sun in 687 Earth days. Mars is a rocky planet. Its solid surface has been altered by volcanoes, impacts, winds, crustal movements, and chemical reactions. Mars is most widely searched planet for life. The first person to observe Mars with the use of a telescope was Galileo Galilei. He observed the red planet in 1610. Mars is 141.6 million miles away from the Sun. There are no rings around Mars. Light from the Sun reaches the Mars in about 13 minutes. The atmosphere on Mars is thin, mostly consists of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon gases. So the tallest volcano or mountain in the solar system located on Mars. It is named Olympus Mons. It seems to have a height of 13 miles. Mars also has the biggest canyon in the solar system too. It is named Valles Marineris. It is 2,500 miles long and reaches depths of 4 miles deep. Now, the Grand Canyon on Earth is only 226 miles long and only 1 mile deep. Mars is visible to a naked eye, and as such as you can see it without using a telescope or binoculars. Mars is one of the most explored bodies in the solar system, and is the only planet where we send rovers to roam the alien landscape. Structure and surface. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun and the largest planet in the solar system. Jupiter is a gas giant. Jupiter has no surface because it is mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter has a very thick atmosphere. Jupiter has rings, but they are very hard to see. Jupiter is the 4th brightest object in the sky. Some consider it a failed star, since it was made out of swirling gases and liquids such as 90% of hydrogen and 10% of helium, very similar to our Sun. Time on Jupiter. 1 day on Jupiter is by in just 9 hours and 56 minutes. 1 year on Jupiter is 12 Earth years. Jupiter's neighbors. Jupiter has 79 moons, and the most popular ones are Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun. That means Mars and Saturn are Jupiter's neighboring planets. Quick history. Jupiter has been known as since ancient times because it can be seen without advanced telescopes. And Jupiter has been visited or passed by several spacecraft, orbiters or probes such as Voyager 10 and 11, Voyager 1 and 2, Cassini, New Horizons, Juno. Jupiter is the fastest spinning planet. Jupiter has a great red spot and a gigantic storm that is about twice as the size of Earth, and Jupiter's great red spot is getting smaller by time. Jupiter also has 3 ring systems, but much smaller than Saturn's. Jupiter has a radius of 43,440 miles and a diameter of around 88,846 miles. Jupiter's mass is almost twice as all the solar system planets combined, and it is 318 times more massive than Earth. Jupiter has averaged about 5.2 AU away from the Sun. 1 AU is equivalent to 93 million miles, and Jupiter experiences 200 times more asteroid and comet impacts than Earth. In a way, Jupiter is the solar system's vacuum cleaner because of its powerful gravity, which attracts many of the comets and asteroids to hit it rather than other planets. Jupiter is more as twice as massive as all the other planets combined, being 318 times bigger than Earth. 11 Earths could fit across Jupiter's equator. If Earth was the size of a grape, Jupiter would be the size of a basketball. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun, with the largest planetary rings in the solar system. It is the second largest planet after Jupiter, and recently, with many other moons being discovered, it surpassed the number of Jupiter's moons. So do you know that Saturn has no surface because gas giants are made out of hydrogen and helium? Saturn's biggest moon is Titan, and Saturn has 82 more moons. Structure and surface. Saturn is a gas giant like Jupiter. Saturn has a thick atmosphere. Saturn has a lovely set of 7 main rings with spaces between them. Time on Saturn. One day on Saturn goes by in just 10 hours and 42 minutes. 1 year on Saturn is the same as 29 Earth years. Saturn's neighbors. Saturn has 53 moons before it had 53 moons, and also has 49 unconfirmed moons that we need to learn more about. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun. That means Jupiter and Uranus are Saturn's neighboring planets. Quick history. Saturn has been known since the ancient times because it can be seen without advanced telescopes. 4 robotic spacecraft have visited Saturn, including Pioneer 11, SNE, and Voyager 1 and 2. Like Venus, Uranus rotates in the opposite direction, and as most other planets, and unlike any other planet, Uranus rotates on its side. Structure and surface. Uranus has been surrounded by a set of 13 rings. Uranus is an ice giant instead of a gas giant. But it's still a gas giant, but icy cold. It's mostly made out of flowing icy materials above its solid core. Uranus has a thick atmosphere made of methane, hydrogen, and helium. Uranus has no surface because it's made of mostly hydrogen and helium. Uranus is the only planet that spins on its side. Uranus spins on the opposite direction as Earth, as most other planets. Time on Uranus. 1 day on Uranus lasts for 17 hours and 14 minutes. 1 year on Uranus is the same as 84 years on Earth, or 84 Earth years. Uranus' neighbors. Uranus has 27 known moons. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. That means that Saturn and Neptune are Uranus' neighboring planets. Quick history. Uranus was discovered in 1781 by William Herschel in Great Britain. Uranus was only been visited by Voyager 2 because Voyager 1 didn't have much fuel. Neptune is dark, cold, and very windy, and it is the windiest planet in the solar system. It is the last of the planets in our solar system. More than 30 times as far off the Sun as Earth is, Neptune is very similar to Uranus. It's made out of a thick fog of water, ammonia, and methane over Earth-sized solid center. Its atmosphere is made up of hydrogen and helium, and methane. Methane gives Neptune as the same blue color as Uranus, but a little bit darker. Neptune has 6 rings, but they are very hard to see. Structure and surface. Neptune is encircled by 6 rings. Neptune, like Uranus, is an ice giant, similar to a gas giant, but colder. It's made out of a thick soup of water and no mere methane flowing over a solid core about the size of Earth. Neptune has a thick windy atmosphere. Neptune has no surface because it's made of mostly hydrogen and helium. Time on Neptune. 1 day on Neptune goes by in 16 hours and 6 minutes. Neptune has a long journey about the Sun. It takes 165 Earth years to go around once. And now that's a really long year. Neptune's neighbors. Neptune has 13 moons and one more awaiting commission of discovery. Neptune is the 8th and most distant planet from the Sun. That means Uranus is Neptune's only neighboring planet. Quick history. Neptune was being discovered in 1846 by Umbrian Le Veilleur, John Couch Adams, and John Gale. And only Voyager 2 has visited Neptune, because Voyager 1 almost lost all of its fuel. Thank you every person for watching my videos. So bye bye, see you in the next video.